Nkem's secret. In the small village of Umuahia, deep in the heart of Abia State, there lived a large, dark-skinned woman known as Nkem. She was a woman of size, with arms as wide as mortar pestles and legs like yam tubers. Her round face was always covered in sweat, and her booming voice could silence a market crowd. Nkem was feared and respected not just for her size but for her booming food business. She sold pepper soup, nkwobi, ogbono soup, rice and fresh meat every single day at the village square. People traveled from nearby villages just to taste her cooking. Her food was so sweet that even the chief of the village, Izobina, would send his guards to fetch a plate each morning. But no one truly knew what made her food that tasty. Children feared her. She didn't smile at them. She didn't like them playing near her shop. In fact, most of them whispered stories about how her eyes glowed red at night. But adults dismissed it. Children and their foolish imagination, they'd say. For years, children had been going missing in Umuahia. One after the other, boys and girls vanished on their way back from school or while playing near the forest edge. People would cry, search, and pray, but the bodies were never found. Some blamed spirits. Others blamed kidnappers. But no one suspected Nkem. After all, who would suspect a woman known for feeding the village? But deep in her compound, surrounded by bamboo fences, Nkem had a smokehouse, where bones were buried and blood ran into the ground like streams. She had created a secret chamber beneath her kitchen, where she lured children with soft bread and sweet drinks. And when night fell, the real work began. Her cooking pot, so large it took 3 men to lift, was always steaming by dawn. Inside she would add spices, scent leaves, onions, and the chopped meat she had prepared from the night's horror. Her secret was wickedness itself. It was little Amarachi who almost escaped one night. She was a small, sharp-eyed 10-year-old girl who had gone to buy groundnut for her mother. Nkem had spotted her walking alone and called her gently. "Nne, come and collect sweetbread. You look hungry," she said in her softest voice. Amarachi entered the compound, and the gate slammed behind her. That night, the heavens wept. Thunder roared and lightning flashed. As Nkem prepared her knife, Amarachi bit her hand and ran screaming into the rain. By a stroke of luck, Pastor Ikena, who was passing by from vigil, heard her screams and ran to the sound. He found Amarachi with torn clothes and blood on her feet, shaking in fear. "Who did this to you?" he asked, wrapping his shawl around her. "Nkem tried to kill me," she cried up. By morning, the entire village gathered in front of Nkem's house. But the compound was empty. She had vanished. Then a young hunter named Yuzo discovered a trail of blood behind her house. It led to a large trapdoor covered with planks and mud. When the planks were removed, what they saw turned their stomachs. Bones, small bones, skulls of children, shoes, and torn uniforms, stacked in sacks. Nkem had been butchering children for years and feeding them to the village. People wailed. Mothers fainted. Men cursed and spat on the ground. "She is an evil spirit," shouted the town crier. "She cooked our children for us to eat," another man screamed. That evening, a search team found Nkem hiding inside a hollow tree in the bush. Her eyes were red and she was muttering, "They were just meat. They tasted good." Izobina gave one order. She must be banished to the evil forest of Aro, where no human ever returned. They tied her with chains blessed by the shrine priest, Dibia Njoku, and dragged her through the village while people threw stones, ashes, and rotten food at her. Children spat. Mothers wept and cursed. Men shouted. She screamed, "I will return. You will all hunger again." But no one listened. They threw her into the forest gates and sealed it with charms. Birds stopped chirping. The wind stood still. From that day forward, Nkem's name was forbidden in the village. No one ever spoke of her. And children? They never went out alone again. But on some nights, especially when thunder rumbles, people say they can hear her voice in the wind, whispering from the forest.